Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to US Election Hub, and today we're going to be doing a 2020 presidential election matchup between Elizabeth Warren and Donald Trump. But before we get started for this video, I just want to wish everyone a happy New Year's, guys. Today is January 1st, 2019, and it's the New Year's, and this year is going to be extremely big for American politics. Candidates are going to be announcing for the presidency, and American politics is just going to continue to ramp up, building up to the 2020 election against Donald Trump. And not only that, the New Year's is also for New Year's resolutions. So I have my own resolution. I'm sure you guys have yours. So I wish everyone good luck. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get back into the video. So the first thing we're going to be doing is discussing why we're talking about Elizabeth Warren today. Well, some news came out earlier yesterday really, about Elizabeth Warren officially launching an exploratory committee ahead of a likely presidential election run. So you're probably wondering, what is an exploratory committee? Well, according to Wikipedia, in the election politics of the US, an exploratory committee is an organization established to help determine whether a potential candidate should run for elective offices. And so it usually references hopefuls for the presidency of the United States. And every day it seems more and more likely that Elizabeth Warren is going to run. She is polling in the top 5 for some of the early polls that have come out. And so Elizabeth Warren is a formidable candidate. She has a progressive record, and particularly she wants to go after Wall Street. That is probably one of her biggest economic messages for her progressive supporters. And so I think it's very interesting with the dynamic she has as a potential presidential candidate. So, in my opinion, I think it's more than likely Elizabeth Warren is running for president. As you can see, the New York Times reported Elizabeth Warren is running for president. Although that's not actually official, it's more than likely that it's going to happen. And so let's go ahead and also look at some polling with Elizabeth Warren and Donald Trump. The one thing is, you'll notice Elizabeth Warren wins all the matchup polls. And the one thing I'll say is Donald Trump does overperform the polls typically. Donald Trump is an interesting candidate. For some reason, he continues to overperform the polls. I would assume about by 1 or 2 points, largely because maybe some of his supporters do not openly talk to pollsters, or there's other reasons that we do not know yet, but obviously he does overperform. But if you look at a lot of these matchup results, they're extremely close. I mean, take a look at this, 49-47. I mean, Elizabeth Warren is not the strongest candidate if she is not outright beating Donald Trump. And the candidates who are, well, Bernie Sanders does pretty well. Kamala Harris does okay. Kirsten Gillibrand, okay. Joe Biden and Cory Booker, they're average, but Joe Biden typically does the best, followed by Bernie Sanders. And Elizabeth Warren here is always in these competitive races with Donald Trump. And obviously that is concerning if you are a Democrat. Now let's go ahead and get back to the presidential election map and start filling in some of the states here. So starting with the safe Democratic states, let's go ahead and fill those in. So the West Coast is going to be safe Democratic. Remember, Elizabeth Warren's home state is Massachusetts, so that's obviously still going to be Democratic at the end of the day. Elizabeth Warren does have a stronger New England appeal, and so I think she will perform better in these New England states, particularly New Hampshire and Maine. Let's go ahead and fill in Illinois as well and Hawaii. So that gives Elizabeth Warren 182 electoral votes. Let's go ahead and fill in the safe Democratic states, or say safe Republican states. So we're going to fill in the Midwest here, Arkansas, the Deep South as well. All of that is safe Democratic. Missouri here, South Carolina. And if you guys are wondering about Texas, well, let me get Alaska, but if you guys are wondering about Texas here, Texas, as much as Beto Rourke made it competitive in 2018, there are still more registered Republicans who come out to vote in an election year. And I think the fact of the matter is that Beto ran an extraordinary campaign, but Texas, quite frankly, is not blue enough to flip blue in a presidential election. And especially if the candidate is someone like Elizabeth Warren, I really don't think Texas is going to flip by Elizabeth Warren. It's unlikely, in my opinion. Utah will likely remain in the Republican column. Now let's go ahead and see where we're at. Elizabeth Warren has 182 and Donald Trump has 164. We're going to go ahead and change the options here and put in lean blue. And so Elizabeth Warren is likely to pick up Colorado and New Mexico, but Donald Trump will likely hold on to here North Carolina, Georgia, Arizona, and as you can see, that is 206 to 196. Where can Elizabeth Warren pick up states? Well, she can definitely get some Hispanic turnout and try to win Nevada. Although remember, guys, Nevada was pretty close in 2016. Donald Trump only lost by 2 points here in Nevada. Virginia is also another state that Warren can pick up. She's also likely to carry Minnesota, New Hampshire, and all of Maine. And that puts her at 233 electoral votes. And so this is where the campaign is going to be fought, guys. These major swing states. And so my guess, based on the 2018 midterm results, Ohio and Florida showed strong Trump support trends. They elected Trump-backed candidates, despite many of the odds saying that they wouldn't win. And so, we have to look at the situation of these states. Florida has continued to lean slightly more Republican, and Ohio is a lean Republican state. Now, if we look at what Elizabeth Warren can pick up, she could probably win Michigan, and potentially, well, I'm gonna leave Iowa for now, but I think Donald Trump is gonna win Wisconsin again, and I think he can narrowly pull off the Pennsylvania victory, even if Elizabeth Warren wins Iowa. And so here we go, guys. This is going to be our final map. Donald Trump 283 to Elizabeth Warren 255. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Elizabeth Warren is not as strong of a candidate as you guys may have wondered. She does have lots of weaknesses. I mean, the blunder she had with the Native American situation that Donald Trump called her out about has really hurt her name recognition. And also the big banks in Wall Street are typically Democratic donors, and the fact that Elizabeth Warren, like Bernie Sanders, wants to go at these corporate backers of the Democrats, it makes a lot of these Democratic donors anxious that Elizabeth Warren might screw them. And so we have to look at all the things that are going on, and in the end, I think Donald Trump could narrowly defeat Elizabeth Warren. In this scenario, I think Donald Trump may also lose the popular vote. But thank you guys so much for watching, and see you guys next time. Bye.